Hi guys, so I was going to do a quick video. I had a little bit of time before I had to go pick up my kids from school, so I figured I would do a quick little video, just like an everyday makeup look, because that's kind of what I've been doing lately for myself. And the other thing is I want to be able to do it in 30 minutes or less, because I think for a lot of people, like 30 minutes to spend on your makeup, it sounds like a lot, but for me, I mean, I'd really like to have 45 minutes to an hour, but I don't think it's realistic. So I'm going to start my timer and I'm going to try to go for 30 minutes full makeup. I do have something to go to tonight. That's why I'm like redoing my makeup from this morning after I sweat it off. That's another story. So we're going to see if I can do it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start the timer, and realistically in real time, I want to see how long it takes. Okay, so ready? And we're on. So first thing I'm going to do is I need to grab my mirror because I can't do anything without a mirror, and my mirror is behind me. So I think the first thing that I have to do when I'm doing my makeup is I have to have everything kind of like laid out that I need. If you're like me and you have a lot of makeup, you might have like 6 blushes on your countertop, and you might have like 4 eyeshadow palettes. So what I try to do that really helps me time-wise, because I don't get overwhelmed like looking for stuff and making decisions, is I'll try to have like 1 or 2 eyeshadow palettes out, 1 or 2 blushes, 1 highlighter, and then I can rotate it on the weekly or every 2 weeks or whatever the case is. Or if I'm like, oh, I have this highlighter out for this week, but I really want to use one that I have in my closet, like I'm allowed to do that. But I do think that when you say, all right, this is going to be makeup for the week, I think that it can save you time, and then it can also like really give you a chance to use your products. There's a lot of YouTubers that will do like a monthly basket, which I think is also a great idea. I might get to that level at some point. So anyway, in the meantime, I am moisturized. My hair is just back off my face. So I'm going to start with an oldie but goodie. I've just gone back to using my MAC Studio Fix. It's probably going to take a hell of a lot longer because I'm talking. Now, Studio Fix, I'm not 100% sure, but I have reason to believe that they may have reformulated, and I actually prefer it much more. It seems less powdery, and it just seems a little more like flexible formula. What I need to do is go to the store and get pumps, because when I bought these foundations, I forgot there were no pumps, and I just got the bottles. So next time I'm at the mall, I'm going to go pick up a couple of pumps from the MAC store. In the meantime, I'm mixing NC10, which is pretty light, but considering how fair I am right now, and N6. I'm mixing, it's probably about 2/3 NC10 and then 1/3 N6. I'm just going to kind of use my fingers. I actually find with this foundation and a lot of foundations, fingers is like sometimes the best way. And in my, now that I'm past the 40 mark, I notice like I don't want to go too full coverage because it can actually age me. And I've got a little bit of sunscreen on, like my moisturizer is like a tinted sunscreen. So that gave me a little bit of evenness, but I'm just kind of using a little foundation to further even out. And I did notice the other day when I put this foundation over my eyelids, which I will do sometimes almost to work as like a base, I think it's the scent that's in this foundation. It kind of irritated my eyes. So it's kind of good for me to realize that, because it might also irritate a client, and I do carry this foundation in my kit. So just beware if you have sensitive eyes and you use MAC Studio Fix. Do not use it near your eyes or on your eyelids. Everywhere else it seems to be fine, but I think it's probably the smell. Oh my gosh, I have to go get some pumps. A clean foundation brush. This is the Real Technique one. And I'm just going to buff it in. And it looks a little light for me right now, but this will oxidize about a shade darker. It usually does. So I'm just going to make sure it's blended in. You're going to see the light like will change a little bit because I'm just in front of the window using natural light because it's just easy. And it's a nice bright winter day. All the white snow is like reflecting. So I figured, this is probably plenty of light for my bathroom to set up my camera, set up my lights, and put them away. All right, so that's pretty even. Now I'm going to go on to the eyes. This is a primer that I had purchased a little while ago. It's the Chanel eyeshadow primer. I'm going to tell you guys, I know it's Chanel. It's not the best. There's others, like even at the drugstore, that are better, but I bought the Chanel primer. I'll be darned, I'm going to use it. It's okay. It's like a little smoothing. If you have a lot of discoloration in your eyes, you'll probably need something with a little more color. But I don't have a lot of discoloration on my eyelids, so I'm just going to use my ring finger, and it just kind of smooths the surface. I think this will be good for even women that are a little more mature. It just kind of smooths out the lines. And I was super excited. Now I hope that I can find them. I got a couple of the Lisa J makeup brushes, and they just came yesterday. So she is a YouTuber, and she's somebody that I follow. I watch her videos, and she's really great. I can put her in the link below, but she came out with a brush line, and they're really, really nice. These are 2 of the eye brushes. They're vegan, cruelty-free. It's all about this like kindness campaign that she's supporting. I'll put like a link so you can like check it out for yourself, because I feel like I won't do it justice. But they're very nice brushes, and they're like moderately priced. They're not, you know, very inexpensive. They're not super expensive. And I feel like you're really getting what you pay for. Like, you're getting a really nice brush. Like, no, are they $6 brushes? No. I think they're in like the eye brushes are around 21. I think the face brushes are around 30-ish, something like that. So you're getting good quality brushes. And then you're also supporting this kindness campaign. Oh my God, I better wrap it up and really chalk your ears off. So I'm going to go in with this palette. This is a Viseart palette that I got really for my kit, but I'm kind of taking a break from doing a lot of events right now. And I'm just, so I kind of like deconstructed my kit. And I'm booked again in like January, February, and then onward. So I'll be putting my kit together again. But I was just kind of taking the month of December and just not doing a ton of stuff, like just here and there. But I felt like in the past, December's such a busy month, and then I'll like really bang out a lot of gigs, and it got a little too much. So I'm kind of taking this month kind of easy, and I'm teaching my classes. I teach a lot of exercise classes every week, so that's kind of keeping me busy. And I'm focusing on that for the moment. And then, of course, you know, my kids and the other stuff that I have to do, which is like my job. So anyway, moving on, I'm going to get a little bit of this peachy petal color, and I'm going to mix it with this medium brown, because this is going to be a little too dark, but this one is like not going to show up. So you can always take 2 eyeshadows if you're like, I like this and I like this and I want something in between. You can just kind of blend it, and I use the back of my hand most of the time when I'm just blending shadows. And now I'm just kind of like getting it into the crease. I just want to give myself a little lift and just kind of give a little bit of height right into the crease. What I'm going to do is zoom you in since we're doing eyes. I think that would be a good idea. Okay, so I'm just adding a little lift. I have a pretty pronounced fold in my socket right here, so I don't need to go too dark, or I just like make my socket look way too deep, which is not necessarily a good thing. So I'm just doing like a little bit on each eye. This is kind of like what I did this morning. So to tell you what I did today is I get up very early on Wednesdays and I teach a 5:45 exercise class. So I get up at about 4:25, and I just like to throw on a little bit of makeup. It just kind of helps me wake up and like helps me lead people if I feel like I'm ready, and I don't really feel like I'm ready unless I have makeup on. It's just like a personal preference. But then my next class is at 8:30, and I teach a hot bar class essentially, and it's in a hot room, so I sweat everything off. So then after that I'll shower, and now I have no makeup on. You know, by 9:30, my makeup of the day has already been sweat off. So most of the time I'll just shower, put on my sunscreen and moisturizer, and call it a day. But since I did have something today, I said, you know what, let's just like do a video and like make it.
So I'm just going to brush through my brows. I keep my brows like pretty basic. I just brush through, and then I'm just adding a nice medium brown brow pencil just to kind of fill in where I'm very sparse, and just to kind of give myself a little bit of shape. And then I'm going in with this kind of brown, it's like a cool brownish gray eyeshadow, and I use that to really set the pencil and just kind of make everything look a little bit more natural. So now that I had my transition shade down, I'm taking this pointy brush from BK Beauty. This is great if you have a deep socket like I do. It gets right in there, and I'm adding that winey kind of reddish purple color into the outer corner. And you can see when I kind of look down, you can see that color in the pan, but you can see when I look down how deep the socket is. So you just have to really wedge that brush gently up into the crease and just do a lot of blending. And you're going to see I'm going to come back and I'm going to blend with a little more transition. I'm going to come back with the wine color a few times. But this is just starting to like create something and build something, so that when we kind of diffuse it with the transition shade, it just looks really smooth. And so this is just a really skinny brush that MAC makes. And what I like about it is it's skinny and sharp, but it's also very flexible. And I'm using this for my upper lash line eyeliner, and I'm using that same purplish color that I used in the outer corner, and I'm just putting that along the lash line, and then I'm blending, blending, blending. The nice thing about that eyeshadow liner, it doesn't have to be perfect.
So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of concealer. Now these eyeshadows, like, they don't fall down. It's kind of amazing. For concealer though, I'm actually not going to use a traditional concealer. I'm going to use the Graftobian Cream Foundation, which works really nicely as a concealer. Hurry up, Lucy, hurry up. And I'm just going to scrape a little bit out with the spatula, as one does. And I'm going to take a little bit of the second and the first, and I kind of blend this together. And I can do it on the back of my hand because it's me. If I was working with a client, I would probably do it on a palette. And I wanted something kind of creamy because it's going under the eyes. Like Shape Tape I do like, but it's winter and I feel like I need something a little more emollient. And I'm not going to go too light. I just want to kind of do a little cleaning up under the eyes. And then whatever I have left, because this stuff is pretty potent, I'm just going to blend out under here. And then down really the center of the face, like around my nose, especially in the winter, that's where you usually get a little bit red. All right, I have like 15 minutes because I want to ramp this up. All right, then what I'm going to do is I want to warm it up a little bit. So I'm going to move to yet another product. This is a foundation that I love, but it's a darker shade for me. I used the color Shell, which was a great summer shade for me. And this is called Warm Beige. It's not super warm though, and I'm just going to do a little bit here and here, and I'm going to like dot a little bit here. Do a little here, and we'll do a little there. Yes. So it's going to make my lips look a little bit bigger, which is always a good thing. And we're going to kind of buff this in. So this is the other thing. If that foundation, there goes the light again, sorry guys. If that foundation was just a little bit too light, this is a great way to add a little bit of warmth, like anywhere you need it. And then whatever doesn't buff out, I can kind of like blend. So it's always good to have like a mirror close by as well. I'm gonna take it down the chin. All right, now, all right, look, hurry up. I'm gonna go in with the brush again from BK Beauty. This is one of those Lisa J brushes. This is the 102, it's a powder brush. And I'm actually gonna take a powder foundation in the color Light. This is by IT Cosmetics, which is a little bit too dark for me in the winter. I actually just ordered Fair, which is gonna be my winter shade. Light is better for me in the summer when I have a little bit of a tan. That's how fair I am. Light is too dark. And I'm just gonna kind of blend that in. And this will give me a little extra coverage if I need it. I also have the medium shade, but I think that's gonna be way too dark for me. Even if I go with a light hand. All right, so now I'm just gonna kind of like, I think there's a little powder left on this. I don't even know what kind of powder, but I just want to like make sure everything's blended in because I'm gonna go do pickup. Like nobody's looking at me, but like I still want to feel like I don't want to look cray-cray. And this is the thing, when you watch YouTube videos, the makeup doesn't really show in video and on camera like it does in person. So if you want your makeup to show up on camera, you have to put a lot on. But then I'm not going to be on camera all day. I'm going to be like a mom for the rest of the day. So it's not going to look super heavy even if I went heavy. You know what I mean? So it's going to look pretty light on camera. I'm using the monitor as my mirror, guys. I know it's such a rookie mistake. Okay, and then this is what really gets me. Because I have a deep set eye, when I close, I'm like, oh no, I've got a gap. So this nice pointy brush, it's great. I just let the point kind of find it, and now I'm gonna like zhuzh it in. Zhuzh it, zhuzh it. And I'm gonna take whatever's left. I'm just like smearing it around. Be a little messy, it's okay. All right, can we do it? Can we do it? Can we get it done? I think we can. Okay, now, oh yeah, I had a little bit of powder. Just cleaning up. A little bit here, a little bit there. Okay, now I want to bronze a little bit more. I'm just feeling a little bit fair. And I'm gonna get, this is the Marc Jacobs bronzer. I find this is very user-friendly. Let's get a little bit of this. And I'm gonna use my regular mirror, not my monitor, because I wanna look good in real life. Natasha Denona.
So I'm just building up that Natasha Denona blush, and it's really hard to go overboard with this blush, which is why I really like it so much. Really natural looking. And then I'm going in with the Cover FX face palette, and I'm adding a little bit of that shimmer on the upper right that I showed you with my ring finger, and I'm going to put that right on the eyelid. And then what I'm going to do is go in with the pinky blush and that shimmer shade, and I'm going to kind of blend them together and put them high up on my cheeks to bring a little bit of width to my face, really.
This is like very purpley. Might be too purpley, but the thing about eyeliner is I can always change it out. If it's like too purpley, I can go over with a brown. And I'm just gonna kind of get a little more inside the rim.
Okay, so I'm going in with this setting spray. This is a L'Oreal one. It's got like a little shimmer to it. You could probably skip this if you're in a rush. And then I'm going in and I'm giving my lashes a really, really good curl. I can't do makeup without curling my lashes. It is life-changing for me. And then I'm going in with mascara, lots of mascara. Now this step actually takes, I would say in a perfect world, I would have at least 5 minutes to do mascara alone. Usually doesn't happen, which is why I end up brushing and then I get it on my eyelid, but that's what we try anyway. So I'm going in with a quick nudie pink lip just to save time. It's easier to put a nice light shade on. And then after the fact, I'm going in with a lip liner just to kind of make the lips a little bigger and a little more perfect. And I like to do this step after for that reason. And then finally, I'm just going to go in with a little extra blending into the outer corner and the crease just to make sure everything is really seamless. And even though it's an extra step, it makes it look a little more effortless, I should say.
So you guys, we're under 30 minutes. Did the makeup, really got everything done, brushed my hair, ran to get my mascara and my eyelash curler all in under 30 minutes. So I think without talking, I could probably easily do this in like 20. Maybe I'll up my game and I'll try for a 20-minute challenge next time. But I'm pretty pleased and I feel like I could totally go out like this and I feel like I'm not half-cocked and it's like blended and it's all good. So I think it's like when you don't have a lot of time, make sure your vanity is organized. You have like one of each, one blush, maybe two, one eyeshadow palette, because I notice when I'm doing makeup professionally, if I have too many choices out, it just takes too long. I can't figure out what I'm doing. So I almost like have to limit my choices in terms of what I lay out in my station. And then I'm doing makeup so much faster. And as a makeup artist, if you can do good makeup, you're gonna get hired. But if you can do good makeup and fast, you're gonna work. So I hope you liked the video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Let me know in the comments below what you think. And like in general, I love your comments. I love to know what you think. I love suggestions. Tell me who you are. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.